Hi, I'm Grant, co-founder and owner of Nashville Pack. Thanks for your purchase. In this video, we're going to talk about what comes in your bag, how to set up your backpack, and what to look out for as far as adjusting, troubleshooting, that sort of thing. I want to talk to you about the things that are going to come in your bag with your backpack, how to attach your straps, and then how to adjust them to fit right for you. Every Nashville Pack product comes on our modular vest system. So you have a daisy chain on the backpack and then a set of straps that's going to be in your bag. The set of straps each have 3 connection points, and now I'm going to show you how we attach those to your bag for you to find the best fit for you. First, we want to take the middle of each side and match that up with the corresponding location of the Y strap. That's going to be our baseline spot to start attaching straps. Now you can move this later on wider or more narrow depending on your shoulders and your neck, but this is generally where we recommend setting them up. I'm going to run the webbing up through the back side of the daisy chain on this side of the pack. And then I'm going to go through, come back through the tri-glide, come through the tri-glide again on the front, and then once you've actually located this position that you want, and this might come after some adjustment, you can further get this extra webbing out of the way by going through once more out the back end to get it out of your way and to keep it from rubbing against your shoulders or your neck or anything. Once the straps are on and we wear the pack around for a little bit, then we can make some micro adjustments based on where our comfort spots are, maybe where our rub spots are. We'll get there. Additionally, you might want to be considering, as you attach these, that you can actually adjust the length and angle of the straps. So we have a lot of micro adjustments that we can do afterwards if you're not able to find a comfortable setup with the initial location and placement of your straps. After attaching it to the daisy chain, simply take the bottom webbing tensioner here and run it through the ladder lock on both sides, and you're good to go. And there is a setup cutaway with a set of straps on it. Additionally, inside the straps will come a set of 3 sternum straps, 2 standard and 1 elastic. We recommend that you use a standard sternum strap on the top strap, and the elastic sternum strap that comes with it, usually closer to the bottom, probably the lowest of your 3. And then the third one you can use anywhere to bring it in to find some comfort. You don't have to use 3, you don't have to use 2. It's entirely up to you. To attach the sternum straps, it's a very similar system with a daisy chain to the top, except now you have these nice little clips on the hardware, and you simply push them through on both sides and attach them in. I'm going to attach just 1 standard sternum strap to the top and 1 elastic sternum strap to the bottommost rung, because generally that's the setup that I like, but you can use whatever feels right for you. Now that we have our backpack and strap set up, let's talk about how to pack the backpack to serve you best. When packing an ultralight frameless backpack, we want to make a consideration of how we distribute the weight. So we want to break this down into 3 general zones. The bottom, we want high volume, low weight items, puffies, sleeping bags, extra clothes. In the middle section, that's where we want the bulk of the weight of what we're carrying. We'd like it to ride higher up on our back, between our shoulder blades if possible. So think food bag, stove, heavy things like first aid. And then at the very top, for the sake of accessibility, we want all of our little things like our ditty bag, maybe again the first aid's there so that when you open the backpack, if you have to stop during the day, it's accessible. So I start by packing my backpack by taking my ground sheet and my sleeping pad, and I fold them into a rectangle that's roughly the same shape as the user side back panel here. And then I'm going to, together, slide them both into the backpack against my back so that they create a pad and a de facto frame. Next, I will take my dry bag and I will shove it down in there. We always recommend using a dry bag with all Nashville Pack products, just for general safety. And then I'm gonna start packing the puffy things I have. So clothes, hat, sleeping bag. Gonna get it all down in there, and I'm gonna shove it far down into the bottom of the pack. One consideration is filling up all of the usable volume. So you're gonna wanna push down the corners and make sure that everything is nice and filled up so that you get a nice ride and you don't have any weird lumps or anything in your backpack. After I have my puffy things in there, I'm going to roll up my dry bag just to compress all of the air out of here and to make sure that there's plenty of space for everything else that I'm gonna put in my backpack. Now that we've got all of our puffy, low weight, high volume items shoved down into the bottom in our dry bag, nice and safe from the weather, let's talk about the other stuff. The first thing we're gonna wanna put in is our food bag. Obviously this is not a food bag, this is just a bag full of scraps, but for the sake of it, I'm gonna put this food bag down in the top. And we generally want this weight to be sitting right here, right between our shoulder blades on our upper back. So we're gonna shove that down, and that's gonna sit against our back. Then what I like to do is take my shelter, this is a tarp and a bivvy, and I will shove them down around the sides of the food bag because I'd like to pin the food bag against my back, if that makes sense. So we're putting things down around the sides of the food bag in the backpack to make sure that it's pushed down against our backpack. Here's a ditty bag. We're simply gonna snap it. Those are the things that I like to put into the main body of my backpack. And then I like to use the pockets on the straps and the external pocket to store a lot of the things that I want to use throughout the day while I'm walking. So my headlamp, for example, I like to put up in one of my top shoulder strap pockets so that it's always accessible for when I need it. I can just walk all day, and as soon as it starts getting a little dark, it's right there, handy, ready to go. Also like to have things like steaks and, for me, my spoon available. So I'd like to put those in the shelf pocket so that I have those available if I want to stop and pull out a jar of peanut butter and scoop some out, or be ready to set up my tarp if the rain starts. I've got my steaks ready to go. Depending on your hiking style and the gear that you're carrying, there's gonna be a lot of variation in how you pack your bag. So let me give you some ideas on alternate ways that you could be packing it. I have my shelter already inside this bag, but say for example that instead of a tarp and bivvy setup, I had a duplex and it was large and it was wet and I didn't want to put it inside my backpack. Luckily, with our backpack, you can expand the outside pocket and get huge tents like duplexes right down in there. If you're carrying trekking poles and you don't want to be carrying those in your hand, those can also go down inside the back pocket. So you have a lot of options for how to pack your bag and how to make sure that the gear that you're carrying is going to fit well and ride really well. You can expand the Y strap here and easily get around that duplex. We have a ton of space for all sorts of things, including, if you wanted to, using our bear canister straps that are an add-on, you can even get a bear can on top of your pack with a duplex, with your trekking poles, all inside of a 30-liter backpack. If you have a small bear canister, we've designed the Cutaway to be able to fit those internally, both horizontally and vertically, but obviously for larger canisters, that becomes more of a problem as volume increases. So getting it up on top is a viable strategy. As you walk around the house with weight in the backpack, You're gonna notice various spots on your neck or shoulders that maybe you wanna make slight adjustments to. So you can relieve tension by releasing some of the webbing, changing the angle, potentially even the length, to dial in a fit that's perfect for you. Another comfort consideration is gonna be the location of your sternum straps. You can move them up and down the daisy chain in any configuration to get a fit that's good for you. This is how I like to wear mine, with an elastic one at the bottom and the standard one at the top, but anything really works here. Where the vest lands in your body is also gonna have a huge impact on your comfort. Some people like to wear it further in, some people like to wear it further out. There's no right way of doing this. One issue users might be experiencing is that they run out of tensioning space here, and that's because they have their vest set far too wide. So bring your vest in, and that will actually increase the amount of space that you can tension and hoist the pack up from the back. Once again, I'm Grant at Nashville Pack. Thank you so much for your purchase. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any further questions or issues. I'm happy to answer. You'll hear directly from me. Thank you so much once again, and have a great time outside.